manage through the agenda, or would you like me to go ahead and get started?
That would actually probably be me, Councilman Druffel, Rachel Ann. 1 second.
Oh, my apologies.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts, and we appreciate you and Aaron putting this together, because again, setting up dates and speakers is not a simple thing to do. Sure. So let me turn it over to Vice Chair and let her get us started. And I appreciate setting this agenda. This is the third of joint meetings that we've had between the school board, MNPS, and Metro Council Education Committee and Metro Council. There's quite a few people on here. And we really appreciate working together. And the goal, again, was to get to know each other a little bit better and sort of align ourselves, again, against really key programs that will be critical for our budget. So, Vice Chair Elrod, would you like to go ahead and kick it off for us?
Sure. So thank you so much for the introduction, Councilman Druffel, and of course, Councilwoman Evans. I appreciate the organization of it, and of course, the many people from the MNPS team that are here, and of course, my colleagues that I see chiming in, and all of our hardworking staff and all the other council members that are joining us after already another meeting. So I appreciate your attendance today. Councilman Druffel has done us the honor of requesting that Judge Sheila Calloway is our special guest. And so it looks like she is here. She's going to be speaking to us first about restorative justice. And then we as MNPS will be coming after her to talk about social and emotional learning, which is commonly referred to as SEL. And we'll be discussing what it is, why it's important, and why you should care about it. And what are the lifelong effects of social and emotional learning, and how it's important not only in our schools, but in our children's ongoing, linear learning life. The whole time, what they're learning at school, how that applies not just in the classroom, but how they apply it ongoing and forever, and how that's important to not just now, but it's an investment in their future as well. So, Councilman Druffel, you may want to now introduce your special guest.
Yeah, thanks so much. I've known Judge Calloway for some time, very passionate and strong advocate for our youth. She and I worked with the academies of Nashville for many years. And so I got a chance, we were both chair, and we got a chance to spend some time together. And I can assure you there's not another person more passionate about our students and our children. And so I'm really proud to be able to present Judge Calloway, who I know will give us a real practical idea and understanding of possibly when things don't go right, and how important it is for us to rechannel that into identify programs that can help. Judge Calloway, thank you so much for doing this. I know you're busy. Hopefully we'll keep you less busy over the years. But in the meantime, it's all yours, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Councilman Druffel. It has been a long time that we have been working together, and both of us have been out there working with the academies, working with our children, just to make sure that each child has an opportunity to succeed. And that's what I am grateful for, the opportunity to work with Dr. Battle and Dr. Springer and their entire team, because I know that they all have all of our children's well-being in their hearts. And so I thank them for their hard work, especially during this time period. And just thank all of the council people who are here with us today, just to hear more about what we can do to further the goodwill for all of our children. I want to just ask you all to think about a time when you were young, and perhaps I'll tell a story and see if there's something that you did that you can relate to this. There was a time where maybe it was me, maybe it was somebody I know. It was at the store with my mother, or their mother, let me put it that way. I don't want to give away too many of my secrets. And, I really, really wanted that piece of candy. And, Mom said, no, you can't have it. We don't have enough money for that. Let's go. And then you go outside the store, And somehow you have that piece of candy with you. And your mom's looking at you like, where did that candy come from? And you're thinking, well, it was right there. I wanted it, and so I took it. Now, at a young age, you didn't really know that was a crime, and you didn't know you can get in trouble for that. But your mom knew well what that was. And so what would your mom do? Your mom probably would take you right back into the store and tell you to give that piece of candy back to the clerk and explain to them what you did. And she would hold you accountable for your actions. And so what she was doing was teaching you accountability and teaching you right from wrong. That's a little about what restorative justice is. Restorative justice is a change in the way that we think about wrongdoings. When someone commits a crime or someone does something wrong, there is someone usually that is hurt by that. And what restorative justice is about curing that harm and restoring not only the person that was hurt, but the person that caused the offense, as well as the entire community. And it is a much better system to restore people than it is a crime and punishment type of system. When you're working on a restorative process, you are working to ensure that we know what the harms were, who caused those harms, and how do we heal those harms. And it's not pitting one another against one another. It's really bringing people together. And it's an opportunity for us to sit at the table or to go back to that clerk and explain what you did and figure out how you can make up for that. And it's about working together to hold people accountable and to restore those who were harmed by the offense. Counties and states that have restorative justice programs within their criminal justice system see that it is so much more beneficial for all that are involved. First and foremost, the people who are the ones who may have caused the harm, once they have gone through a restorative justice program, are more than likely not to come back and cause that harm again. And so the recidivism rates of youth who go through a restorative justice program are extremely low. As well as the people who are harmed are more satisfied with a restorative justice program than they are with a regular criminal program. In fact, most of the studies show that people who are harmed, who go through a restorative justice process, are over 95% satisfied with the way the process was handled. First and foremost, as a person who was harmed, you have an opportunity to express why you were harmed, to talk about the hurt, to ask questions, to find out answers, more so than you would ever do so in a criminal justice system. Because of the low recidivism rate and the high satisfaction rate for those who are offended, that is why a restorative justice program is so much better than a regular criminal program. And that is why I am an advocate of restorative justice. Now, I'm totally an advocate of restorative justice in the juvenile system, and I'm glad that we have a program that is working. And so far, all of our youth who have completed our restorative justice program, none of them have come back into the system again. Now, we are young. We haven't been doing it very long, but we know that we will continue the success that we're doing. But what I'm more excited about is the shared partnership with our school system on bringing restorative practices into the classrooms. And that's what's most important. And these are the concepts that we definitely have to remember as we transition from COVID to our COVID lockdown to COVID vaccination, come on back in time period. And as we transition back into being more in person and seeing more students, we have to be absolutely on top of that social emotional restorative justice lens. We've got to make sure that we are comforting, structuring, holding our children accountable, yet making sure that they know that they are loved, that they are supported, and that they are going to make it through this time period. So working with Dr. Springer and her team, we have come up with a number of restorative programs that we plan to operate into the schools. One of them that we've already started was the youth court programs. Currently, or prior to COVID, we had youth courts in 6 of the high schools. And what youth court is a program that allows youth who have been charged with minor offenses to have their cases heard by literally a jury of their peers. And what that program does, each year we have trained over 250 MNPS students on how to run a courtroom. They serve in every position in the courtroom except for the judge. They serve as the court officers. They serve as the attorney that represents the state's interests. They serve as the attorney that represents the child who committed the offense. They serve as the court clerk. They serve as the investigator. They serve as the caseworker or the probation officer, and they serve as the jury. And it is their consequences to a behavior that they submit to the adult judge on how to resolve their case. And again, statewide youth court recidivism rate is less than 4%. And what you get out of this program is youth who learn about, first and foremost, the law, and youth who have an opportunity for a second chance, and for students that are with them, that see them on a regular basis, to help them through the process. We are excited. There are 2 middle schools that already took up the mantle and started at youth court programs in the middle schools where they were primarily handling school offenses. And so instead of a school using harsh disciplinary matters or exclusionary matters such as suspensions and expulsions, 2 middle schools were already using a youth court program in order for the youth to determine what should happen to their peers if they were to violate school rules. We were excited to announce this year that we were going to do that for every high school and middle school. And we were starting to train and everything. Unfortunately, because of the COVID restrictions, we have not been able to roll it out, but we will definitely be rolling that out starting in the fall of 2021. We are looking forward to it. We know that it will make a huge difference, not only in the number of crimes that occur in our community, but also in the school discipline. Why this is so important is because there is definitely a link between school disciplinary actions and the criminal justice system. As most people know, that it's called the school to prison pipeline. And that pipeline is a real thing. What we know, and studies have shown, that youth who are suspended or expelled from the school system are much more likely to end up in the juvenile justice system or the criminal system as adults. There was a particular study that was done by the National Bureau of Economic Research that studied the Charlotte-Mecklenburg, North Carolina school system and showed clearly the disproportionate number of students who were suspended, how it was 15 to 20% more likely to be arrested and incarcerated as adults. We know it happens. We know that that's what goes on. And that's why we're excited about working together to stop that school to prison pipeline. There are so many other programs that we 100% support the school system in making sure that we have the restorative practices within each and every school. I can name several schools that are already doing wall-to-wall restorative practices. For instance, Napier Elementary, Fall Hamilton Elementary, DuPont Hadley. And I know Pearl was doing it for a while. They had a wonderful leader, and then they stole her and put her in central office. And I'm sure the programs still are lasting in Pearl. But whenever we promote someone, we understand the need for promotions, but we're like, darn it, they were doing so good. But we know that in those schools, it's clear that the restorative practices that were happening are working, and they're transforming the lives of our youth. What we know in order to support the school system is that there needs to be a restorative practice assistant in every school. If every school had someone that was in charge of restorative practices, someone that could handle a child that was having a breakdown, instead of calling the court system, we call the restorative system. And that system will help to de-escalate that child, will help to bring that child into a safe space, into a restorative space, that they can regain their composure, they can learn how their behavior was affecting all the other students in their classroom, they can learn accountability, and they can learn how to resolve conflicts. So we are 100% supportive of the schools having restorative practices in every single school. There are a lot of other programs that we've talked about that we support that will help our children as they transition particularly, but to help them to give the strengths that they need, such as nurses in every school, nurses and counselors, and an increased number of counselors, nurses and or counselors who will be able to administer the Adverse Childhood Experiences test for all of our students. There was another study that was done that showed that ACEs, the Adverse Childhood Experiences, are the greatest single predictor for health, attendance, and behavior in the school system. It also shows that ACEs are the second strongest predictor after special education status for academic failure. And it further shows that the relationship between academic achievement and health status appears much less related to income than it does to adverse childhood experiences. And so if we have nurses and or counselors equipped in each and every school in order to support the ACE studies for all of our children, then each principal, each teacher, each person that interacts with the child knows what their ACE is and understands what their triggers are and will be able to better relate to how to address them. And so we'll have less suspensions, less expulsions, a whole lot more of our youth in restorative circles and restorative rooms in order to transition to the school. I don't know how much time I was given, but I'm going to go ahead and stop because I know there are a lot of other people on. But I just want to say that the support of restorative practices, both in our community and in our schools, is a game changer. And if we can do all that we can to support the schools, the one institution that sees our children the most, then we will be a game changer in stopping that school to prison pipeline. Thank you, Councilman Druffel.
Judge Callaway, there's no enthusiasm there or passion, and the continuous smile is impressive. So thank you so much. We know you're committed, and we're committed to help in that fashion. I think probably it's best, if it's okay, to take questions. Are you okay getting through till 6 o'clock, Judge?
Oh, I am. I'm here for however long you need me.
Okay, good. Well, good. I think it'd be best if, is it Dr. Springer, Rachel Ann, would be next. I think it'd be best to sort of dovetail both of them first and then take questions next. So hold your questions for right now. And then afterwards, I will recognize those that have questions. So Dr. Springer, thank you. Dr. Springer, you're muted.
Absolutely.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Druffel, and thank you, Judge Sheila Calloway. Thank you. It is now time, it is past time for restorative justice, restorative practice as we refer to it. Now is the time also to double down on social emotional learning. So I am Michelle Springer, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Chief of Student Services within Metro Nashville Public Schools. And along with me today, I have leaders. I have Kyla Kringle, who is the Director of SEL, Family Engagement, Behavior Support, and Restorative Practices, as well as Dr. Antoinette Williams, who is the Executive Director in the division. And tonight we'll just be spending just a few moments, just spending some time. Judge Calloway nicely outlined restorative justice, restorative practices, and we want to spend some time in the SEL realm this evening, which are tightly connected. We also want to just share some reviews with you, just so you are up to speed on MNPS and where we are currently, and then talk about a guaranteed experience for our students from here and beyond. So just quickly, I just wanted to let you all know that there is a team within Student Services who supports a variety of needs of our students, and we are absolutely committed to amplifying, cultivating, and engaging, integrating SEL and academic approaches, making sure there are strong structures of support for not only our students, but our staff, our families, and our community, and to engage the voice and leadership of our stakeholders. And that it definitely includes our students. I'm going to ask Kyla to come on and kind of set us up nicely with defining SEL, and then I'll be back on.
All right, thank you, Dr. Springer. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to have the opportunity to speak with you tonight about social and emotional learning. So on the screen is our definition of what social and emotional learning is. Hopefully you notice that this is a process for adults and children. So this isn't something that you do just one time. We are always working on these skills every single day. So now we want you to imagine a district where all of our students in every single school, in every single classroom, are able to recognize and manage their emotions, demonstrate care and concern for others, develop positive relationships with their peers and adults, make good decisions for themselves and others, behave ethically, responsibly, respectfully, and we believe and know that this is the foundation for lifelong success. So what is social emotional learning? Right, so CASEL, the Collaborative for Academic Social Emotional Learning, has been the nationally recognized leader in SEL with over 20 years of investment in the work. They've identified the 5 SEL competencies to further define SEL, and we use these competencies to guide our work in MNPS. The competencies were recently updated to include more equitable and restorative language. So I'm going to highlight some of those for you. First is self-awareness. This is the ability to identify and understand one's own emotions, thoughts, personal and social identities, goals and values, and how they influence behavior across contexts. Being able to identify one's emotions and having self-efficacy are essential to having a successful restoration to a conflict. Second is self-management. This is the ability to regulate one's emotions and behaviors. This includes the ability to manage stress and control impulses through coping. And it's that stress management, impulse control, and coping skills that allow one to remain calm during those restorative circles. So while those first 2 competencies focused on the self, the next 2 will focus on the social skills. So the third competency is social awareness. And this is the ability to take the perspective of and empathize with others, including those from diverse backgrounds and cultures. And this entire competency speaks to the values of restorative practice. The fourth competency is relationship skills. And this is the ability to establish and maintain healthy and rewarding relationships and to effectively navigate settings with different social and cultural norms and demands. It's the ability to communicate clearly, listening actively, and to seek collective well-being. Communication and collective problem solving allow for students to effectively repair harm. The fifth competency, responsible decision making, connects the areas of self and social. And this is the ability to make caring, constructive choices about personal behavior and social interactions across settings. Identifying a problem and reflecting on one's personal involvement allows students to restore those relationships. So in the next slide, we know that it's important to have strong relationships. And we also know that it's just as meaningful to connect the relationships to the learning. So research has shown us that when we are intentional about embedding SEL into not only the climate and culture of our schools and classrooms, but also academics, we see positive changes. Some of the short-term outcomes are that students have improved attitudes about themselves, others, their classrooms, and their school. Intermediate outcomes are that our students will have positive social behaviors and positive relationships. They will have greater academic success and fewer conduct problems. Long-term outcomes are that our students will graduate high school and be ready for college and career. They'll have healthy relationships and mental health, and they'll also be more engaged citizens. So when we have a systemic approach to integrating SEL, on the next slide, please, we expect to see the skills of the 5 core competencies in every single class throughout the entire day, at home, and in the community. And this approach provides a learning environment that promotes equitable outcomes for all of our students. And restorative practices, being our district discipline approach, enhances those SEL core competencies by focusing on relationship and community building and managing conflict by repairing harm that Judge Callaway spoke to. So as we move from the district view that I was just talking about to integrating SEL into schools on this slide, Metro has a universal approach to embedding these essential elements from research-based Tier 1 approaches that allow for SEL and restorative practices to be naturally ingrained into the school environment. And the elements with the red circles that are being highlighted right now are the primary conditions that reflect restorative and SEL skills. And so pre-pandemic, some of the work that the SEL department and team have been doing was really already integrating SEL and restorative practices into daily routines. And the 3 main buckets of the work revolved around professional development, foundational work, and wraparound services. So our professional development was focused on providing in-person supports to educators around SEL, restorative practices, behavior, and classroom management. And in each of the learning opportunities, the facilitator modeled engaging practices that the teacher could immediately use in their classroom to increase student voice and engagement. So for example, in a restorative practices circle training, educators would participate in a circle and learn effective language to guide students through that same process in the classroom. And then as part of the foundational work, the SEL department provided a walkthrough to schools that focused on the overall school climate, how SEL was integrated into the classroom environment, and classroom management. After visiting each classroom in the school, the baseline data would be shared with the school administrator, as well as strengths, areas of growth, and ways that our team could support the school. The school team and the SEL team would then create a plan of support that included personalized professional development, classroom observations, and on-site coaching. However, this work was limited due to capacity. And there were also wraparound services provided with Community Achieves, extended learning, and mental health supports. Again, these services were limited due to capacity and budget limitations. So since the pandemic, our work has changed drastically. If anything, the pandemic revealed how needed our work really is in the district. So before pandemic, our work really focused on providing supports just to educators. However, in the shift, our work is really geared towards the students, educators, and families. So for our students, we've offered virtual lessons, read aloud opportunities that connect to the SEL core competencies that I mentioned, and mindfulness sessions. And in each of the live mindfulness sessions that we offered for our students, we did elementary, middle, and high school sessions. We were blown away and so impressed with our students' reflections on how they needed this practice for them to pause, take a deep breath, and connect with where they were personally so that they were then ready for their learning that day. For educators, our professional development has changed to virtual and modeling how to engage learners in a virtual setting. We've also been observing virtual lessons to offer classroom management strategies, offering coaching on implicit bias, reconciliation circles, and adult self-care. And after feedback from numerous teachers about needing more resources on self-care, our team collaborated with other departments to create a self-care app that is now on every MNPS employee computer. And in the first 2 days, they had over 500 people logging in already. For families, the resources and check-ins that we've been providing to families have been a huge shift. We've also been providing resources to schools to support their family engagement. And the bi-weekly virtual support sessions have been so well received that we've continued to offer them throughout the year. And within each session, we've had on average 3,000 views of parents. Some of the requested topics have been helping families create a schedule and workspace for their student, and then also on restorative parenting. So while we've made these shifts, we know that there is still a lot of work to be done. Dr. Springer, you're muted.
All right, I think I have this thing. Well, to Kyla's point, there's been lots of work that has gone forth this school year to make sure that our students' needs are met. And that would include that wraparound support. And so here's kind of a year in review. We think it's important as we talk about like what are our next steps with our students and our supports to know where we have come from and where we still need to advance to. So as you can see, we are focused on our attendance rates, and we've been able to increase our attendance rates from 87.4% to 91.8%. Our ultimate goal is 95%, and so we know that we have work to be done. We want to make sure that we continue to decrease our behavior incidents. Right now we have 585, and I bring this up to say that in a normal year, this looks more like several more incidents. But our take is if we flood our school with the resources they need and to embed the SEL and the restorative practices, that we will be able to minimize our behavioral incidents. And I won't go through each of them, but there have been victories along the way with our virtual help centers, helping almost 15,000 families with their tech needs, our navigator check-ins, checking in with almost 300,000 check-ins for our students, and our collaborative referrals, which is the way that our schools access supports. We've made over 30,000 of those referrals. We've also supported our community with food distribution, as you can see, and device distribution, and those in-kind contributions have been invaluable for our clothing, our food, and our supplies, toiletries, diapers for our community. Just really meeting the basic needs of Nashville. And also our COVID response plan. Yielding a nurse in every school has been pretty important, as Judge Callaway pointed out earlier. We want to make sure that our students are engaged, and we have virtual clubs and online professional development. And I say all of that to say that with all of that level of support, as Kyla mentioned, there's still work to be done to ensure that our students have a guaranteed experience. We are pushing forward towards the North Star. Many of you may have heard Dr. Battle mention this previously, or Dr. Barnes in our last session, that we want to establish MNPS as the premier large school district in Tennessee and beyond. And it's going to take a concerted effort across the city. We have core tenets that really govern the way that we are and our being, and that we want to make sure that we're a support hub to our schools. We want to make sure that we are empowering our leaders at all levels. We want to make sure that our students have engaging, rigorous, and personalized learning experiences. And finally, identify and eliminate inequities. And we have focused outcomes. We are really focused on literacy, numeracy, SEL, and transitions. Dr. Battle has made it known that every student in MNPS will be known, and there will be a path for success for every single student in those areas mentioned earlier, specific to their grade level. And the important thing here is to note that we have signature practices that also connect to our focus on SEL and restorative practices that are already happening. And those include our Metro Schools Reimagined. We are really wanting to make sure that there's a quality continuum of learning and support in each of our clusters. We have our virtual help centers that we spoke about earlier. We have our navigator support time in which we want every student to have a navigator and a check-in on a regular basis. But the truth of the matter is, every last one of our signature practices embed and thread SEL and restorative practices. So what we do know is that we are on the right track. Our focused outcomes are aligned. And I know that we are running up against time, and so I just want to kind of slide through. We know that our employers value SEL, right? And we know what the research says about it. We know that our administrators, parents, and our teachers value SEL at high levels and restorative practices. Our teachers want to be prepared to teach it. They want to make sure that there's a level of professional development so that they can implement in classrooms. So we are focused on providing direct supports to schools in the board's budget priorities. We want to make sure that we're streamlining those structures of supports to schools, and we want to make sure that we're reducing the variance of access for direct and consultative supports to our schools so that there aren't those pockets that Kyla spoke about earlier. We are prioritizing academic and SEL integration at the very top of the board's budget priorities. I just want to call out a few. And several of them you've heard Judge Callaway mention earlier, but I want to call out those advocacy centers. I want to call out the restorative practices assistants that was mentioned earlier. We want to make sure that we redesign our alternative learning centers so it's not this place that we just end up. No, we are really developing skills while there, so when they get back to their school of zone, our schools are fully prepared to engage. We want to reduce the student to counselor ratio so that our students have access to more on-demand supports that are, quite frankly, needed during this time and will be beyond. With our navigators, we know that we've identified through those collaborative referrals a need for more social workers to support our students. And the Community Achieves model speaks for itself in that it partners schools with the community to make sure that we leverage and leverage the needs and the supports within our community, but also meet the needs of our families. So we're excited about such a priority moving forward. In addition to the professional development that Ms. Kringle mentioned earlier, I just wanted to hit on these advocacy centers. It's near and dear. We talk about passion. Imagine this. This is just one example. Imagine this. Every elementary school in Metro Nashville Public School having an advocacy center right there within the school, aimed at de-escalating and stress reduction, engaging our students in reflection. And that accountability and that repair that Judge Callaway mentioned earlier is right there within the school. And then we reintegrate them into the environment. If we did that, if we establish advocacy centers within all of our elementary schools, then our students in elementary would receive intervention during those early stages of their development and promote those desirable behaviors. We also know that their attendance would increase. We also know that we would build that social emotional intelligence that it will take to successfully matriculate through that middle school grade and then that high school grade as well. We have clear goals here, well thought out supports for our students based upon what it is we know. We know what a space will look like, and we know what our students' guaranteed experience will look and feel like as well. I know that we are out of time, but I want you to know, and we can share this out later, but there is a story here to tell. And our students certainly are reaping the benefits of such an investment. We have a student at Goodlettsville Middle School that we featured here in the video, who started out the year with a 77% attendance rate. I told you that our goal is 95% attendance rate. So our student was struggling. And then you have those wraparound supports and services that I just mentioned, flooding this family and flooding this student. And with the implementation of those interventions, this student went from 77% attendance rate to 100% attendance rate, went from failing grades to passing grades, went to just trying to survive in this space to actually thriving, and is doing well. And it was because of the investment of the counselor, the investment of, of course, the school leader leading these efforts, community achieved supports, counselors, social workers, you name it, just flooding the student with the support. We know this works. This is not something that we're trying out. We've seen the pockets of excellence. Our students deserve it, and our students need it. The truth is, all of our schools are not outfitted with this type of level of support. Thus, our ask for this year. We thank you for your time. We thank you for listening, and we thank you for your advocacy. And I am going to turn it over to Council Member Druffel to lead us into the next session.
Dr. Springer, Kyla, wow. Not only is this well thought out, but the passion carries from Judge Callaway. So great to see. It looks like you threaded so much as you spoke that together, and very good. We'll take questions now. Anybody has questions? Council Lady Porterfield, I see you, your hand raised.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for recognizing me, and thank you all for that very wonderful presentation. I just want to share really, really quickly. I'm a firm believer of social emotional learning and restorative practices. I know that they worked. Being in the classroom for years, I know that they worked. And Dr. Springer shared that there's a story to be told. And I just want to take one quick moment to tell you all about a success story. When I was still in the classroom, had a student who transferred to MNPS, who had experienced a lot of trauma associated with leaving his parent, leaving his mother, and having to come down to live with his father. And the student just got in trouble every single day, punching lockers, flipping over desks. Everyone had him on track to leave our school, to go to a special behavioral school. There were many instances where individuals wanted to call the police. Everyone thought that this young man was going to drop out of school. And I worked so hard with him and with his father, and just provided so many supports and services to this young man. I remember he would sit in class and drum on his desk every single day and get in trouble and get sent out of class every single day. And we worked with him. That young man, not only did he go to high school, he got in the marching band, he got a scholarship to college, he graduated from high school, and his father attributes that to the work that we put in place while he was in middle school. When so many people said that this young man was hopeless, when so many people said, why are you dealing with him? Just call the police, just do the paperwork and start the process to get him at another school. We were committed to saying this young man just needs the proper emotional supports, and he doesn't know how to process the trauma that he's been through. And he was able to be successful. That's one story of many. And I won't take up all the time here talking about the stories of my students, but that's one story of so many of our students. And I truly believe that if we can help support and fund the request for social emotional learning, we can begin to turn the tide of the future of the students in our city. So thank you so much, Dr. Springer and Kyla and everyone that presented today, and my former MNPS colleagues. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you all do.
Great comments, Councilor Porterfield, and I keep telling her the passion of her teaching comes through in almost everything she does. I appreciate that, and it's a great story. Councilman Cash, I see your hand raised.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Like Councilmember Porterfield, I am a firm believer in restorative justice and social emotional learning, and think it is, a whole child approach that is important, and don't, I think it's the way of the future in terms of how to raise our children and make them do right rather than punish them. And know that social emotional learning can make better outcomes for kids in lots of different ways, measurable and more observed. I want to understand a little bit better about how the program is disseminated to schools, and to what extent, Judge Callaway kind of talked about how 2 middle schools have signed on to restorative justice practices, and I like that. I like the way that sounds in terms of that they obviously were invested in doing that and making improvements. To what extent are the protocols or curriculum related to social emotional learning prescribed for the schools, and to what extent do the schools get some, like a menu of options or some variations that might let them choose and have more buy-in to the changes that are taking place? Does that question make sense?
Dr. Springer, is this yours?
Yes, it definitely is ours. Thinking about buy-in, one thing we know for sure, this pandemic has highlighted and illuminated the need for social emotional learning. We're just on a call today with educators who said previously, like, I didn't think this way. I didn't think to include student voice. I didn't think to ask my student, what is it that you need, and to apply the necessary supports. But with the pandemic, everyone has been through this trauma. And so everyone knows that it will almost help us to level set, sir, in terms of, this buy-in. I think that the pandemic got us to buy-in, right? That this is a needed support. But we follow up with professional learning so that we can level set around what it looks like for restorative practices, what it looks like for SEL. We follow up with coaching. We work alongside our school leaders so that they are equipped to lead their schools through a restorative practices lens. We provide a menu of resources and supports available to them, and Kyla hit on several of them already. And so we want to just make sure that we continue to make our resources visible and accessible to our staff. And to reiterate, the pandemic has helped us all to level set about the need for social emotional learning. But we will continue to dig in. And thankfully, that foundational work over the last several years that the SEL team and other teams across departments have done to inform about the importance of SEL. Now that this has occurred, it kind of just met in the middle, right? Now you had the knowledge, you were equipped with that knowledge, and now reality has hit and set in. And now you are actually applying what you have learned in the foundational stages.
Gotcha. Thank you. Let me also ask, there was a screen that you were that kind of had a bullet list of the wants and the dollar amounts in the presentation. Help me remember, what are the personnel that you're asking for? What do I remember? Advocacy specialist and
absolutely, advocacy center specialists.
So any advocacy center would have a full-time adult?
Absolutely. Right. I mean, if it will be helpful, I can bring back up that screen.
If you don't mind. Easy.
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes. You can see my screen now?
Yep.
All right. So it'd be my pleasure to walk you through some of these supports.
So
Let me
you
just
have,
get my face really close and I can.
can you see
Yeah,
now?
there you go. I can. I'm getting close because I'm blind, but.
Okay. So you have the Advocacy Center specialist, and we're talking all of our elementary schools. So you're referring to 80 plus, right? Some schools will need more than one when you're talking about staff. And I want to note this: these resources that you see on the screen now would be a direct. Will be situated directly within the school. This is a support that is not a central office kind of centered. We will support it and coach it and all of those things, but these supports go directly to schools. So the advocacy centers would have a specialist directly into every elementary school. The restorative practices assistants, those would go directly and be situated within the middle schools and the high schools. So every school, the metro schools will have that one person focused on that restorative approach, that trauma approach, and those ACEs that Judge Callaway mentioned. And then you talk about our Alternative Learning Center redesign. Those are the centers that need all of the wraparound supports. We need to outfit our alternative learning centers. And if you all are not familiar, that's a school where students might go, should they have been engaged in an infraction, a behavioral infraction that will cause for removal from the zone school. So you go to a different school. And this different school should be one of a second chance. This should be a school where a student gets on-demand, high doses of social work, counseling, mentoring to be able to reintegrate back into the school zone and so that they can successfully complete their years in school. The reduction of the student, the counselor ratio, we're talking, I believe it was 33 of our counselors and then 20 career and college counselors, right? So we know our students, our counselors need to have a direct focus on that college and career. And with the addition of the other counselors, that will reduce that student to counselor ratio. For our navigators, our social workers, we all know and can agree that more would be more, would not be less, right? Our social workers, we're asking for 20 more social workers to infiltrate our schools. Some of our schools have part-time social workers, some have full. Imagine if all of them had enough support that they don't have to wait 1 or 2 days until I'm back into your building. You can get on-demand supports that day, supporting not only the student, but their family as well. And for Community Achieves, currently we're in about 33 or so schools where we're able to really tap into the partners and the community and align the supports. We're asking for this to be in all schools, right? So we're talking about 90 Community Achieves site managers. Again, all of these supports that I just mentioned would flow into these schools. They will be situated within the schools. We would support them through our departments and departments across Metro Nashville Public Schools. I hope that was.
And it's part, yes, that's very helpful. Thank you. And it's part of that, like for these personnel that are in the schools, who is responsible for their evaluation, the principal or somebody outside the school?
It would definitely be in collaboration with the principal, if not resting on the principal. I'll just pull out an example. So the counselor is evaluated by the school principal, right? They're in the schools most often, but our department definitely, under the leadership of Dr. Megan Kusan-Lark, will support our principals in evaluating as necessary. And that's with any of these personnel, because we just want to work in tandem with our principals to support.
Gotcha. Thank you very much. Those are my questions, Chair.
Good. Thank you very much, Councilman Cash. We're just about out of time. I have to say, if there's any more questions that anybody may have, Dr. Battle, Dr. Springer, I'd forward those to you and then get back. And Dr. Springer, if you wouldn't mind forwarding this presentation, which is very well done, and I will forward it to the Metro Council, because I think the investment we make is pretty big right now. And definitely we would rather see our kids and students succeed versus go to jail, which we know that is an option. So we want to make sure we're making the right investment. And Councilor Porterfield sort of gave us a great example. So appreciate all that. Appreciate the commitment. And Dr. Battle, have to say, and school board, you guys have a well-designed plan. You know, I haven't had a chance to see them as much in the past, but it looks like well meshed, well organized, and you can see there's some strong leadership in this whole thing. So with that, Judge Callaway, thank you so much for your input, and hopefully we will put you out of business someday if we do this right. And so let's pray that we can put you out of business and that we find a nicer, someplace along the way. But thank you so much for everybody's time and attention, and look forward to more discussion. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks a lot now. Bye, Judge.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.net.